Hello, and welcome to the Marketing Gamut Podcast. This is the very first episode, so thanks for being here from the start. Whether you found this on purpose or just stumbled across it, I really appreciate you listening. Marketing Gamut is a podcast about practical marketing. No hype, no buzzwords, no magical formulas that promise overnight success. Just clear thinking about how marketing actually works in real life. This show is for small business owners, founders, and marketers who want to make better marketing decisions without feeling overwhelmed by trends, tools, or conflicting advice. If marketing has ever made you feel unsure, frustrated, or like you are constantly guessing, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Sheila, and I've been working in marketing for over 7 years. I have an MBA in International Business Management with a specialization in marketing, and I've worked across different industries as a marketing professional. What that really means is that I've seen marketing work in real situations, not just in theory. I've seen ideas that look great on paper fall apart in practice, and I've seen simple, clear thinking quietly outperform flashy campaigns. In this episode, we're starting with something fundamental: what marketing really is and why so many people get it wrong. If marketing has ever felt confusing, expensive, or strangely disappointing, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. Let's slow this down and really sit with it for a moment. When people say marketing does not work, what they usually mean is that the thing they tried did not work. That difference matters more than most people realize. Marketing is not a button you press. It is not something where you do one thing and immediately get a result. Marketing is a system, and systems do not respond well to random activity. Most businesses do not think in systems. They think in tasks. So, marketing turns into a to-do list. Post on social media, send an email, boost a post, update the website. None of these are bad ideas on their own. They are all very normal things to do. The problem is that they are often done without a clear reason behind them. There is no connecting thread, no decision guiding why one thing is done before another. It is a bit like opening a restaurant and spending weeks arguing about the font on the menu before deciding what kind of food you are serving. You might end up with a very nice menu, but the experience will still feel confusing. This is usually where marketing starts to feel frustrating. You are busy, you are doing things, you might even be spending money, but nothing seems to connect or build on itself. So let's reset the definition in a calmer, more useful way. Marketing is the process of helping the right people understand 3 things: what you offer, why it matters to them, and why they should choose you over other options. That sounds simple, almost too simple. But if any one of those is unclear, the whole thing starts to wobble. And this is where people usually get uncomfortable. Because this definition means marketing is not something you can fully outsource your thinking for. You can outsource execution. You can outsource design. You can outsource ads. But you cannot outsource clarity. And yes, that is annoying. Let me give you a very common example. Imagine a business that says, "We help everyone." It sounds friendly. It sounds inclusive. It sounds safe. From a marketing perspective, it is a problem. Because when you try to speak to everyone, your message becomes so general that no one feels personally addressed. People do not want to feel like you are talking to a crowd. They want to feel like you are talking to them. They want to hear something and think, "This sounds like my situation." Marketing often fails not because it is too complicated, but because it is trying too hard to avoid discomfort. Choosing who you are for also means choosing who you are not for. That can feel risky. It can feel like you are closing doors. In reality, you are opening the right ones. That is not exclusion. That is focus. Another common issue is confusing visibility with effectiveness. Visibility is easy to measure. How many posts you published, how many followers you have, how many impressions you get. Those numbers are comforting. They move. They look like progress. Understanding is much harder to measure. Do people actually get what you do? Can they explain it to someone else? Do they know what problem you solve without being told twice? Here is a simple reality check. If someone visits your website or hears about your business for the first time, they should be able to answer one question very quickly. Is this for me? If the answer is unclear, they leave. Not because they are rude, not because they lack attention, but because confusion feels like work. Good marketing removes work from the audience. It guides them. A lot of marketing focuses on persuasion. Stronger headlines, better hooks, more urgency, those things have their place. But persuasion only works when understanding already exists. You cannot persuade someone who does not know what you do or why it matters. Clarity always comes first, and clarity starts internally. If you struggle to explain your own business in simple terms, your marketing will struggle too. That is not a failure, it is a signal. When clarity improves, efficiency follows. You say less, but it lands better. Good marketing does not feel like shouting. It feels like alignment. There's another part of marketing that often gets overlooked, even though it affects how people feel about it every day. Because a lot of people don't just feel confused about marketing. They feel tired. Marketing often feels like something that is always unfinished. There is always another post to write, another channel to try, another idea you feel behind on. And over time, this creates a quiet pressure. You start to feel like you are constantly reacting instead of choosing. This is usually not because you are bad at marketing. It's because clarity is missing. When you do not have clarity, every decision feels heavy. You second guess everything. Should I post today? Should I be on this platform? Should I try ads? Should I change my message again? Without clarity, marketing becomes mentally expensive. And that is why people burn out on it. Clarity acts like a filter. When you know who you are for and what you are trying to communicate, decisions become lighter. You do not need to do everything. You just need to do the things that make sense for your situation. This is also why some businesses look calm in their marketing. It is not because they are doing more. It is because they are doing less on purpose. They have decided what matters and what does not. And once that decision is made, marketing stops feeling like noise and starts feeling like progress. Let me make this more concrete with a simple example. Imagine two companies offering the same service. The first company says something like, "We offer high quality solutions tailored to your needs." It sounds fine. It sounds professional, but it could mean almost anything. The second company says, "We help small business owners simplify their marketing so they stop guessing and start making confident decisions." Now, even if that is not perfect, it is clearer. You immediately know who it is for. You immediately know the problem being addressed. And you can decide very quickly whether it applies to you. That decision speed matters more than people realize. Marketing works when it helps people say yes or no faster. Confusion keeps people stuck in the middle, and stuck usually means leaving. This is why clarity is not about being clever. It is about being understandable. If someone cannot explain what you do after interacting with your marketing, then your marketing is working too hard and saying too little at the same time. That is a good signal to slow down and simplify. So, what do you actually do with all of this? Because clarity can sound abstract until you try to use it. Here's a simple way to bring this into your real day to day work. The next time you are about to create something for your marketing, pause for a moment. Before writing the post, before opening the design tool, before choosing the platform, ask yourself one thing. What do I want someone to understand after they see this? Not what do I want them to click, not what do I want them to buy, just what do I want them to understand. If you cannot answer that clearly, it is usually a sign that the message needs more thinking, not more effort. This small pause can save you a lot of time. It helps you stop reacting and start choosing. And over time, it changes how marketing feels. It becomes calmer, more intentional, less exhausting. You are no longer trying to keep up. You are deciding what matters. And that shift is what makes marketing sustainable instead of draining. Let's make this feel a bit more real. Because most people do not sit down and say, now I will do marketing. Marketing usually shows up in the middle of a normal day. You open your laptop, you check your messages, you remember you have not posted in a while, and suddenly you feel like you should do something. So you open Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever platform you use. You stare at the screen, and this is usually where the tension starts. You are trying to decide what to say, but you have not decided what you want to say for. So your brain starts jumping ahead. Should this be educational? Should this be promotional? Should this be fun? And now you are already tired. This is the moment where clarity makes the biggest difference. Instead of asking, what should I post? You pause and ask a quieter question.